Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Step 1, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, everybody just do your thing.
Oh my God, I have so many scraps and so many whips. I'm going crazy. What do I do with all these? I got you covered. How would you like to turn this into this? Ain't that beautiful? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. As you can see, I've got my scraps. I've got my important books and information right there. I don't know if I'll need it. I've got my scrap yarn right here, one of my whips that I will never ever finish. And this, it's worn off, but it is a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. And what I do when I start one of these blankets is I chain, do a slip stitch, and then chain 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, there's 27. And then, after you got a chain of 27, half double crochet, skipping that first loop. So in the second chain from the hook, yarn over. This is a half double crochet. There you go. There's a half double crochet. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. And you do that 12 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, then after the 12th one, you skip the next 2 chains and you half double crochet the last 12 stitches or into the last 12 chains. So skip those 2 and then 1, and that'll start making the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, can you feel that whip being frogged? 11, 12. Okay, and this is what you've got so far at the beginning of a nice little square. Okay, so chain 1, turn. Now, you know in a half double crochet, Usually it'll be like either into these 2 loops or these 2 loops, depending on what you want your stitch to look like. I just skip all that and I go through all 3. So there we go, 1. So basically you're going in between each stitch, and it's really cool because it makes it look like kind of like the linen stitch. I don't know, maybe some people call just doing the half double crochet around all 3 hook or all 3 loops the linen stitch. I don't know. It looks like it, and you don't have to single crochet chain. So I like it to be as simple as possible. I like to crochet mindlessly. With these, I do the little mantra of counting just because it's better to be safe than sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now when you get to 11, here's what you're going to do. You're going to decrease. So wrap over and put it between those 2 stitches like you normally would. Wrap around, pull up, and then you're going to do it again. Yarn over, and then go into that space right there where you skipped those 2 chains before, and there you go. Decrease half double crochet. So next, you don't go back into this one again. I know it seems like it'd be kind of weird, but it's not. It works. It works in the end. Trust the process. Okay, wrap around. We're going to do another decrease in between the next 2 stitches, not this big one. We're not going to do that again. We're going to go 1, 2, decrease, done. And that counts as your first stitch going up this leg or this side of the square, or whatever you want to call it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and in case I haven't told you, this is a mandala cake. It was a mandala cake, this particular whip, that I was working on when I was doing the 1 cake cardigan challenge with skinny cakes. It was back in 2000, and I think I was doing that, not really officially, but it was kind of a challenge from Limon. I don't know if you guys remember Limon, but yeah, he's like one of our Chicago yarn buddies. And we've actually done, I think it's 1 or 2 lives together. So yeah, maybe I should put links to all those in here. This is what I love about this blanket. It's called my Coziest Memories, because seriously, once you finish with this blanket, it's going to be cozy and you're going to have a lot of memories. So, oh, and this right here, this stitch that I'm frogging is a herringbone half double crochet. Okay, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. There's 1. I chained 1, turned. Now we're going to do 10 stitches down both sides. So go underneath all 3 loops. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And remember, when you get to, we're going to do 10. So this is going to be a decrease. Same as before. And this is going to go right before that first decrease from the past row. And then this is going to go right between the two decreases. Decrease. And then you decrease after the second decrease from the last row, 1, and in between those next 2 stitches. So that's what it's looking like. And there's 1, that's the first stitch, that decreases the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Single crochet, turn over, and now each part of each side is going to have 9 stitches. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regular ones, and then the 9th one is a decrease. So when you're coming this way, you decrease on the one before the first decrease and right in the middle of the 2 decreases. And the second decrease is right after the second decrease and into that next, in between the next 2 regular stitches. So that's the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ta-da! Okay, let's frog some more. Oh, doesn't that frogging feel good? Like I can literally feel the relief. I can feel the tension leaving my body as I frog this whip. It's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Do you guys ever feel like that? Okay, I chained 1, and now there are 8 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one of my long hairs in there. 7 and 8, and we're doing the decrease. First decrease is 1 before the first decrease, between the 2 decreases. That's the first one. The next decrease is right after that second decrease and into between the next 2 stitches. Be the same way every time, every time. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I chained 1, and then I turned, single crochet in that first one, and there's going to be 7 and 6 on each side and a decrease on each side. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then decrease in that corner, and another decrease. So that decreases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain 1, turn, and this will be 6. Basically 5 and a decrease on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease, that makes 6, and then decrease, that's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1. I need to make a song. How the froggin' feels so good. This feels froggin' good. All right, chain 1, turned. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one is a decrease. Now going on to the next side, the first one's a decrease, and that counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet, or not single crochet, chain, turn, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is the decrease. Okay, going on this side, the first one's the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single or chain 1, turn, 1, 2, and the 3rd one's the decrease. The first one's the decrease, so there's 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, turn, 1, decrease, decrease, 1. Chain 1, turn. Now this is just both decreases. 2 decreases. 1. Oh, it's getting so teeny tiny there at the end. Okay, what do we do next? we chain 1. Now this is where it's different. You go between the 2 decreases and don't wrap around. I'm just doing a single crochet decrease here at the very end. So 1 and then 2. Here we go. Now you're going to think this part is weird, but on the 3 weights I'm able to do this, so I'm going to do it and get away with it. I tear it. And the reason is, and you don't have to, this is just what I do. See how it just kind of, it stretches the yarn out a little and it makes a little. And it's easier to weave in and remain invisible. So I'm just going to tie this off here at the end. I'm going to weave this in so I don't have to deal with it later, and I'm going to crochet right over that. But the great thing about weaving this in and crocheting over it is it'll be super invisible, and you don't have to do it at the end. There's nothing that drives me crazier and will leave a whip sitting in the whip pile longer than a bunch of loose ends that I need to weave in. I won't weave them in. I just won't. So this takes care of that. And see how it gets little teeny tiny there at the end? It's like, oh, wow. I kind of forgot. What am I doing? What did I forget? This little wispy thing. Okay. And it's kind of good because when you crochet over it, these little fibers get kind of tangled in with each other, and that just helps hold it a little more secure. So, what do we do next, you may ask? We are going to add another color onto this side. Now, this will remain a corner. You will never be crocheting anything onto these 2 sides until you start the border around the whole blanket. But we're going to work out this way, and, that way. So this will always and forever remain a corner. Alrighty, the next color is going to be this beautiful, like kind of tannish with little red flecks in it that I'm pulling from a mandala cake. And the reason I'm using a whole mandala cake is because it's a one-off. I just had one of that color. So it's like, well, I don't really have enough for a whole project of it for anything, except if I were to make a scarf or something. But I wanted to use it in these blankets. So here we go. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go in between. It doesn't really matter which side you start on. I'm going to start on this one, and you go right into that part right there, which is in between where you skipped that first chain and crocheted into the second hook and that first stitch. So go right in there. Now I'm going to show you how I do this. You may think it's wacky, you may already do it, but this is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. You can join however you want to, but I do this, and I do that. Okay, that doesn't count as the first stitch. This one does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I chained 15. Now, I'm going to do exactly like I did last time and half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now this may seem weird, but I am going to, over the next 2 chains, do a decrease stitch. And this helps make the corner of the square. So there we go, decrease stitch. Now you're like, what the heck is going on here? This is the tail, and you can leave that tail there if you want to. I'm just going to show you how I weave in as I go, and it helps to hold the yarn steadier. So I'm going to decrease into the first 2 rows. Basically, there's going to be a stitch along this side for each row. So I'm going to half double crochet decrease, and I'm crocheting over my end. So we go into that first row and into the second. Okay, now, like I told you, this is how I weave in my ends. You can just go straight with this. You can do however you want. But I made this a little extra long so I could kind of trade, pick it up, and crochet into that next row. But like I said, you don't have to do that. You can just use the same strand if you want to. I'm just showing you how I do it because I hate weaving. Okay, hate's a bad word. I do not like weaving in ends. Got that. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up there, get it out of the way. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, putting 1 stitch into the end of each row, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 11 goes in to the last 2. See where the 2 decreases are? That's where 11 goes. And then remember the single crochet that we did to pull those 2 together? That's where when the 12th stitch goes in, it's going to go right in that spot. And then on the next square, when we come up this way, 12 is going to go in that exact same spot. So there we go. It doesn't have to be exact, but you kind of see what I'm doing there. Okay, there's that. So you've got, that's how you put that first square onto this side. And we'll just keep going. This is a yarn that I got on clearance one time. I think it was from Joann's. So 1, and you crochet it just like the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm on 7. I was like, uh-oh, what do I do with this? This is where tearing it apart and having that, kind of go and wispy down to nothing. I just wrap it around those top loops all the way down until I can't wrap anymore. And that'll hold it secure, and you won't be able to see the end after you're finished. Did I tell you guys how much I dislike weaving in ends? Okay, see, it's like it dissolves into it. Okay, we were on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And the 11, the decrease, was in between a regular stitch and that decrease, in between the two decreases. And then the first stitch of this side is right after that second decrease and in between those first two stitches. So that decrease is 1, 2, 3. So you can barely see that end that I wove around. 4, 5. We will never see it again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is decrease. Ta-da! First one is the decrease. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 1, turn, and I just like to show you guys. You see any ends? No, except for this over here, but we'll deal with that later. Any ends? No, doesn't that look beautiful? It's almost like it's invisible. It's almost like magic. Okay. This is going to be 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is a decrease. Decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Decrease. That's the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the decrease. The first one is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease, and then the first one is a decrease. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I just thought if you have trouble falling asleep, just put on this video and listen to me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the decrease. First one's a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3 is the decrease, and then first one's a decrease. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, chain 1, turn. This is the 2 decreases right here. 2 decrease, chain 1. This is the last one where you just decrease with a single crochet. So, dun, dun. Hope you can see that. Dun, dun. And then rip it. Here we go. Second block done. Okay. And once again, I'm going to weave this in so I never have to deal with it again. 1, 2, doesn't really matter how you do it. I just do it kind of in those, just however. Something like this. Weave that yarn thread in so you can crochet over it and never see it again. Did I tell you guys how much I dislike weaving in ends? It's the bane of my existence. It's my nemesis. It's my arch villain. Okay, there we go. Now, I'll just pick a color, any color right now. Ooh, how about if I use this one right here, because it will be ripping out another whip. This was crazy. This one right here, I was testing a pattern for Journey Chanel Designs, and I crocheted too much. Like I crocheted, I don't know, it was like 10 rows too much. I was like, I am not frogging all that. So I literally just went to the last row. That was too long. And I just cut it off. I was like, I'm not doing that. I had to deal with a whole bunch of little, pieces like that. We might have to deal with some of those in a few minutes. We'll see if we get down to that part. Oh God, that's going to be a pain in the butt. But anyway, I could probably show you a picture of that sweater too. This yarn is not mandala yarn. This is, what's that yarn called? It was like a baby yarn at Joann's. It was loops and threads. It was a bigger skein that they had as a limited edition, but now they have it as small, as a smaller skein, exact same yarn. I think it's Chow Baby at Premier. It's that yarn. You can kind of see what it looks like. And it's a 3-weight as well, of course. Okay, so this side looks a little different because this is where we started. And this one right here, I'm just going to leave this hanging right now because, or should I just go? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this end woven into. Yes, I'm just going to deal with it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it right now so I don't have to deal with it later. I'm okay with that. La la. Wait a minute. Did I already weave an end in over here? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You won't be able to tell anything. Okay, we're just going to do that like that. And we're going to find the end of this. And we're going to start frogging. Oh, that frogging feels so good. That feels frogging good. Okay. So right here, and remember this corner, these two sides never get crocheted into where we had that first chain 2 corner. So we're going to go to the chain that is right underneath this first stitch. We're going to go in there and we're going to chain 1 and pull it tight. So that doesn't count as the first chain. Then we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wrap around, go into that second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then when we get to 12, see there, it looks like there's 3 stitches still there, right? So 1, 2, into those 2 stitches right there. Do a decrease stitch. I know it seems weird, trust me. Then pull that tight, it'll pull that other stitch. Now remember, you don't have to do it this way. This is the way I do it so I don't have to deal with ends to weave in. And so it holds the whole thing together a little more securely. Okay, I'm going to crochet into, remember we did it into that first chain. Now we're going to go into the loop or the rows. So we're just going to grab that whole stitch right there. row 1, row 2, oops, row 2, complete that stitch. So that was a decrease. See what that looks like? And then, like I did last time, so I don't have to deal with the ends, I'm going to do that, grab the tail, and half double crochet the next stitch in the next row. And then I'll put that down underneath, and then I'll go in the next row. And I might have enough to do another stitch with this one. Yep. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to flip that up there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I mean? There's that little fluffy end of that yarn tail. Now that's just going to wisp away into nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there goes 8, 9, 10, 11 goes right into the side of that decrease. And then this one, 12, goes into the same, into that same stitch right there as I put 12 of that other one. There, that's what it looks like. Looks beautiful. And then we're going to finish the square just like we did the other two. See how that, if I didn't have that extra chain in this one, you know how I chain 15 across, it wouldn't lay down flat like that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that frocking feels so good. 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's that little end. So we'll just go ahead and we were on 6, am I right? We'll just weave that through the tops of here and it'll wisp away into nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 is the decrease. Yep, that's how I deal with my ends. Then I don't have to do them later. I've always been one of those kind of, eat the bad stuff on the plate first kind of person. Okay, there was 1, and our ends are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Feels so froggin' good. Okay, we're on to 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so chain 1 and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, all this stuff. 6. 7, When you frog yarn, does it ever remind you of ramen noodles? 1, that's the decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, and it's the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. See, I could have just thrown this away and was like, yeah, I'm done with it. No. I love this yarn so much. I love the way it crochets. I love the way it feels. I love the sweater that I made from this. I actually gave it to my daughter-in-law. And there we go. Ramen noodles. Okay, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the decrease, another decrease, first one, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 1, 2, chain 1. This is the just 2 decrease row. So there's 1, 2, and then now we're down to the very last one where we chain 1, turn, and just do 1 single crochet decrease into the, there we go. Yanks. You know, that's how it's looking. Isn't this looking beautiful? We are going to go ahead and weave that in right now and make it dissolve into nothing with its little wispy end there, because I told you guys how much I really don't like weaving in ends. They're just so hard to make, you know. I don't know. It just seems like if you make weaving in ends part of the process, like it's easier. It just becomes part of the process, and then you don't have to dread the end. That's what I think. Okay, now we've got this little wispy end. It's a little longer, so I'm just going to start over on this side, because that way I can kind of fold it over into that while I'm working on it. Okay, so we frogged a whole bunch of that. Now let's see what other color we want to put in here. I think I'm going to use, oh, there's some stuff in here. Let me see. I will use, do I want to use a blue or an orange? What do you think? I don't want to use either of those. Oh, maybe I'll use this purple. I don't know if I have enough of it. Oh, well, I've got some more down. I've got some more down there. Okay, I've got some more down there, but, you know, I'm not going to frog it right. We'll just see how it goes. I'm not even going to think about it. And, oh, this was a thing that I used. I folded it, or, you know, I did the making 1 string into 3 strings thing. So I'm not actually frogging that. I already frogged whatever I made with it, but now I'm just undoing it so I can use the yarn. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so now this is what most of your squares are going to be like, because they're going to be in the corners here. And it's just on the edges that you're going to, basically it'll be 2 edges of the blanket that you, or whatever you're making, that will require these chains. I think these are fun because you don't have to make any chains. Ta-da! So what you do is you go into, go into this very first, remember the, what's it called? Where we single crocheted at the very, very end, decrease, go right into the middle of it. Like, you don't have to get exact, just go right into the middle of it. And pull your yarn through, leave that little tail kind of long, take the tail, chain that, and that's not going to be your first chain, just pull that tight. And then chain 2. And then we're going to go back into that very first single crochet decrease and half double crochet. And, oh, sorry, gotta switch around here. And then I'm going to weave in this. Like I said, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. You do it the way you do you. This is just the way I do it. So this is the tail. I'm crocheting the next one. That's 2. And then 3. See, I'm just alternating between the tail and the main thread until I get to where I can't crochet anymore. And then I just let that baby go. I'll crochet over it one more time. And then pull it up there and work with it on the next row. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then see the last 2 rows right there? Decrease. 1, 2. And then over on this side, the first 2 rows, decrease over those. Ta-da! Oh, look, and there's my little wispy end, which I'll crochet over and it'll dissolve into nothing. There's 1. Go into the next row, 2, 3, I'll pull it through here, 3, a little bit of it. I'm just not going to deal with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like it's not going to work out, but it is. So we had that decrease 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10, the 3rd row from the end. 11 goes into that row that was 2 half double crochet decreases. And the next one goes into the very top of that decrease single crochet. And you just sometimes it looks weird and you just got to kind of estimate, but it should be right in the middle of that little knot. So there we go. There is the next square started. And chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, that decrease 1. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and weave this in so I don't have to deal with it. 2. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 is going to go, remember where we chained 2 and did that first stitch into the very first one? We're going to go right in between those two, 11. It's looking so beautiful. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3. This was a mandala cake too. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it was the same colorway as this one, except the project that I frogged was a scarf that I was making with the same kind of mandala cake, but I just was trying to make it 3 strands thick. I didn't like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And yes, I do count every single time, except it's usually when I have an audiobook going. 1, 2, and it's not out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. I love making order out of chaos. To me, it's like a game. It's like really fun, and it feels really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to run out of this yarn. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yep, we are going to run out. So I'll show you how to change colors in the middle of a square, because the thing with scraps is, you know what? sometimes they just end and you don't have any more of that color. So I'm just going to grab, I think it's, yeah, this scrappy yarn. And I'm going to just grab the end of it. Where'd it go? Where'd the end of it go? There it is. Okay. This was from a Karen cake. Not a Karen cake, but a Lion Brand mandala cake that I used part of, and I didn't use the other part of it. So this is the part that's left. Okay, so I think I have enough to do another increase in this. And then I think, oh, yep, nope. I actually ripped this one, so yay. One. So I've got about this much left. What I'm going to do is do up to here. You know, this is when I would normally pull this through and finish off the half double crochet. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change the color with this one. And oh my gosh, loose ends. Never fear. Okay, we've got a long tail. And you know what? There is no set way to do this. I just do it how I do it. So I go ahead and half double crochet with the main thread, finish that one off. Then I grab up the tail. Finish that off. Now, in every case where I can continue crocheting with this, I will, because it just hides the end better. So I'm going to, like, I don't have a lot of room on this one. So I'm just going to go ahead, hold it under half double crochet in that first one, put it over like that, and just let it hang for a minute. And I'm going to weave this one through all the tops. Can't wait. I can't believe I waited till the last one to show you how to change the colors on these when you come to the end of a color. But that's okay, because you know what? It is what it is. And like these ones didn't end. So, but this one did. Okay, there's one, and I'm going to flip it over like that and deal with it in a minute. So there's 1, 2, and then go right between 3, where you change the colors, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this one, I'm just going to weave into the end of here, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it right before I do this side. So this one's going to be a little different because I'm going to weave it through. Oops, do I want to do it like this? Yeah, I'll do it like this. 1. No, you know what? I can crochet another one with that. Okay, here. 1, I think. 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of wrap that up. Am I going to be able to do another stitch with that? Okay, let's see. If not, I'll just weave it through. 1. No, I'm not going to be able to. We'll see how much we can weave in. Have I told you guys how much I do not like weaving in ends? Okay. So we'll get to there. I can probably twirl it around the next row too. So there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's not adding into any of the stitches, it's just twirling around stitches. I'm weaving it in so I don't have to weave it in later. And it's going to wisp away into nothing. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're coming up to the 2 decrease row. Chain 1 and just the single crochet decrease. Oh, got a little fluff right there. That's okay. And rip. That's what it's looking like. See, I've got these, but I'll weave this into this while I'm working with it. This will go into this while I'm working on it. And no ends to weave in. And that's what it's looking like. Scrap blanket. So that's how you start. And you just do each side like I did this one, each one like I did this one, and each corner like I did this one. Each color change you have to do like I did this one. Yeah. So if you have any questions, please ask in the comments. And I'll show you how to do the border in another video, or at least, the pre-border, that where you go around all the ends and you put it, like tie it together. But yeah, perfect way to get rid of whips and scraps.
Oh, look how cute! And this one is, now it is 15 stitches across, and up and down each side instead of the 12. I did this in 3 weight, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the ones I'm making are 9 by 11, but they're just going to be a little bigger than that because of the change in stitch counts. This is, as you can see, I listed, it's a design by the Lopsided Crafter. I changed a few things in mine. And mine looks a little different than that. It's, when I made mine, I don't know what I did wrong in here, but they didn't end up looking completely square. The squares didn't. When I did mine, they looked square. It's a little different. That's why I made some modifications. It could have just been the way I was crocheting Erica's blanket. I don't know. And see all those ends? No, oh my God, I had to weave in all those. I was dying. I did not like that at all. So needless to say, I started weaving them all in. See, this is Erica's. The Lopsided Crafter, My Coziest Memories on Ravelry.com. And she has a pattern. It's only $5. And then you can follow her pattern and kind of make the adjustments that I made on mine if you want to. From my tutorial, but I love this pattern. I love it. I'm addicted to it, clearly. I'm making 8 of them right now. And that's what the knitted version looks like. Ooh, for those of you knitters, that would be fun to look at.
So what do you think? Are you ready to take those scraps and turn them into something beautiful? I sure am. I've got a lot of scraps to go and a lot of whips to unwhip. To frog, because it feels so frogging good. Anyway, I hope you have fun making these. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. And don't forget, if you would like the entire written pattern, it's not exactly like it, but I kind of explain in the tutorial how I do it a little differently. Go grab the pattern from Erica at the Lopsided Crafter on Ravelry. Link will be below. Show her some love if you like the pattern. And I will see you later. Don't forget to like if you like this video and to subscribe so you never miss a second of yarny fun. Love you guys. Bye.
Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.